r/ask Reddit. What's your best example of an improvement that ruined a product? Instagram's non-chronological feeds emo. It annoyed me so much I barely use it anymore. Facebook does this shit too. I see posts from 3 days ago on my feed. So annoying. Holy shit. Same. I remember when they introduced it, it seemed like none of my friends were bothered by it, but I got sick of seeing the same damn picture every time I opened the app. I don't give a damn that Katie's picture is up to 300 likes. I already liked it, so show me the new stuff. I love checking Facebook and seeing a post from a good friend I'm having a beer at X. Anyone keen to join me? Posted 2 days ago. Do I go? Will he still be there? Half of the practical uses of social media no longer work. This happens almost on a daily basis on Instagram. I'll see a comic post about a show happening tonight, in 10 hours. Plenty of time to make plans and come out, and then I check and the post was from 22 hours ago. Hyundai now has an alarm on the dash that makes a piercing ding every time it detects the roadway is colder than 40 degrees. I live in North Idaho. I would do anything to disable that ducking alarm. Anything. When I lived in the Middle East as an expat, all the cars in the Gulf are required to ding continuously when you go over 120 kph, 75 mph. Problem is, literally everywhere in the Gulf is driven over 120. Annoying as hell. Not sure what it was supposed to improve, but I ducking hate how half the space on modern smartphones is eaten up by apps I don't use and can't uninstall. Yes, duck that man. It's basically a false advertisement. Yay, here's our 16GB phone, but 11GB are all apps you never use and can't delete. Still 16GB yo. Have fun with your whole 2 apps of your choice. Subscriptions for literally everything. You can't even buy software anymore. Only rent. Looking at you, Adobe. Whenever a news site has a video clip embedded at the top of the article that autoplays and then ducking follows me down the page in a little embedded window in the corner while continuing to play duck, you go away god. And then it autoplays another video that has nothing to do with the article you're trying to read. Whatever Yahoo did to Flickr. Yahoo tends to do that. Now Yahoo is owned by Verizon. I'm staying far away. Whenever I see a Flickr link on Reddit I just ignore it. It takes way too long to load. This happened to Tumblr too when Yahoo bought it. Facebook making FB Messenger a separate app. Just why? Also, forcing you to use the app and not letting you send messages through the web browser made me just stop using Facebook. If you ever go back you can select request desktop site on your mobile to send messages through the site. I have always refused to use their shitty apps. Yep, but it's still damn near unusable on mobile because of how autocorrect works on modern devices. It should just take a whole submission, but instead, the interface listens for individual key presses. So much fail. Yik Yak used to be a fantastic social media app catered towards college kids a few years back. It was basically an anonymous Twitter specifically for your geographic location. It was fantastic for news and updates about campus events and seeking help advice from fellow students. You could even view Yik Yaks at other colleges around the US. Then they decided to add optional usernames, and that started a downward descent into what was essentially a rip-off of Facebook. Users left in droves and they shut down for good this past summer. It was a shame too, because at its peak it was a must-have for any college kid at a decent-sized school. I remember when I quit Yik Yak because of all the username and sorted feed stuff. They tried to make it complex and overdo their response to bullying accusations instead of keeping a simpler phone number registration system. I was sad when they shut down. They had a good run for 6 months. That's when everyone quit, at least in my area. The 3rd and 4th semesters in college, it was thriving. There was a new top post every few minutes, and most of the posts were really funny. They made handles and it seemed to get a little less popular, but within a week of introducing profiles, Yik Yak was dead. It became less anonymous than Reddit. It might as well have been Twitter without the follower system. Skype, mobile version. It was very practical, simple to use before. Since June or so it became meh. Copying Instagram Messenger's trends with these moments things. A terrible UI and even a lack of functionalities from the previous versions. It also takes half a year to launch. Applies to PC version 2. Skype sucks. Discord's got video chat now and now does everything Skype did. Honestly, only thing I want is screen share with sound. Then I can say Skype is 100% dead. iTunes used to be awesome, but literally every update to it has left it worse and worse. I feel this way about the podcast app. Anything Facebook does. Do you want a rip-off of Snapchat story on your phone? Do you want every photo you take to give you a forced pop-up asking you if you want to add to this? Do you want listing yourself as going to an event to automatically create a dummy chat with everyone else listed as going? Do you want every friend request to create a dummy chat? Do you want swiping down on the app, the universal refresh motion, to instead open a camera? But no, well tough shit, because you're getting it anyway. For real, I don't need my dong pics popping up on Facebook asking if I wanna post them. Nah, I'm good. They literally had to add, no one else can see this, for the new dong pic suggestion feature. And you know what? It doesn't help. Girlfriend sent you a nude, you get a mini heart attack now thinking it's been made public and it's your fault, just because it's in your camera roll. Remember when Facebook was chronological and genuinely about what your mates were up to, and now it's just glorified cloud storage for memes, financed by irrelevant ads? Don't get me wrong, man likes a meme, it's just not why I joined some 8 years ago. Pay per month Photoshop. Duck that shit. GIMP got itself a new customer that day. Almost every news sports website redesign that adds white space, reduces readability, and removes critical content and relevant links to provide more space for social media tie-ins, irrelevant video clips, and invasive ad space. Content is being Twitterized. I kept wondering why all these news and article sites only had a strip of text in the center 25% of the screen. Everything else was just white space. Then I saw one on a friend's computer without ad block. Holy duck. How do people stand it? When I have to use a computer at school or when a site makes you whitelist it, it's such a horrible barrage on your senses. Feels like Fahrenheit 451. Can't think about the news because by Pepsi is dominating your attention. Weather.com. It used to provide me with accurate weather forecasts. It now is one giant cesspool of clickbait articles with questionable weather numbers mixed in sporadically. Weather.gov. uTorrent. They took a nice, simple program and plastered it with ads and added spyware. This seems to have been the fate of every torrent client I've ever used. I've not torrented anything for a while now, but I was last using the no-nonsense deluge and it got the job done fine. Oh, that's easy. Angry Ducking Birds. Formerly one of the most fun apps, now ad-ridden garbage and a sign of the mobile industry. I don't even mind the ads that much if the game is free, but that energy system shit is insane. The guy who invented that and anyone who funds that behavior should be launched into the sun. Ducking garbage. Wait a second. They added an energy system? Jeez. I remember the days when I had all the Angry Birds apps and kept up with the updates to seasons. When Hulu announced they'd be updating their interface, I was excited because they have a great content library, but the interface wasn't super good. It feels like they made it worse on purpose. It's a dumpster fire of an interface on Android that makes me question every person who worked on it. I don't get it at all. Opening it feels like walking into a party where you know several of the people and you were really excited to attend, but they're all talking about something you know nothing of while hiding behind various plants and furniture. That's how I feel about Amazon Prime on anything but a PC. I know there's good stuff in there, but it's a pain in the ass looking for it. The idea that new phones need to keep getting thinner or smaller when in reality consumers want longer battery lives, waterproofing, wireless charging, etc. The mechanisms in modern gas cans that are intended to prevent spills completely screwed gas can functionality. Just made me use them in a less safe way, with no nozzle at all. Damn thing broke immediately. We poured gas all over the place trying to get the retractable safety nozzle to guide the gas, versus having it squirt out the sideways all over our hands and the ground. I think after 30 minutes we figured out how to disassemble and reassemble the contraption so we could fill the chainsaw instead of spill gas on it. Safe. Duck modern gas cans. I have one where you have to twist the nozzle and then push it down to get it to pour out. It's made so terrible that the pressure you have to apply makes it leak gas all over your hand. It also has a little hook thing on it that is designed to make it possible to put that pressure on it while you are pouring it without touching it. But it is so small and fragile that the first time I tried it snapped off. Keurig 2.0. They put DRM in it. LOL. Yeah, this is dumb, but I have to admit, all I did was take an actual Keurig cup, cut the top part off, then place it on the non-Keurig cup. Works fine. Not that you should have to do this. Microtransactions in console games. I get it in Facebook games and mobile games that are free, but in a game I already paid $60 for, it is some BS. It puts people who don't want to pay more at a competitive disadvantage. They act like they are kindly offering us a shortcut, but microtransactions always make the game drag more because they want to make you frustrated with lack of progress, so you will buy a booster pack or some crap. Same goes for pre-order bonuses and day 1 DLC. They want to make you pay extra for stuff that should already be in the game. Edit. Originally wrote same as Sam. I fixed. Like before I was fine paying like $5 for some good maps way after the game was released. Now though they plan out selling you the game in pieces. It's ridiculous. Also the games that make you grind so much so you are willing to buy whatever it is. Duck the game industry. Removing line Skittles and replacing them with Apple. I'm convinced hot Cheetos use less and less chili powder over time and it makes them suck. I'm convinced the same thing happened to Sour Patch Kids. Either they wimped out on the sour, or I became immune to its effects. Intriguing. I haven't thought much about that before, but you might be onto something. Sour Patch Kids in my memory seem more sour than they are today. Today they just like slightly sour flavored gummy bears. Were they more sour in the past? I can't remember anymore and it's freaking me out. Children experience flavor more intense, so that could be a reason. Windows tile start menu. If I'm on a PC I do not need a menu that looks like it is built for tablets. And if I'm deploying 15,000 Windows machines to be used solely for business, 0 of them need Candy Crush installed. If I'm building PCs to play video games on, 0 of them need Candy Crush installed. Almost all of YouTube's updates. First the channel list update. Before you had your feed and you to your right and all of your subscribed channels appear on a black bar, then they turned it into some stupid tabs thing. Probably the worst in my opinion. The comment section update. Now pressing V1 replies takes you to a different page with just that comment instead of list them right underneath the comment. Also WHR, whenever I try to scroll through the comments it always acts like I want to reply. Also the trending tab and the share tab. The trending tab always has such stupid shit in it, and I don't think that anybody uses the share tab at all. Most of these are on mobile, but if you're on desktop you probably won't notice these. Facebook mid-video ads. Duck that personalized ads. It just makes me scroll down my feed. There hasn't been a single video that I hadn't skipped every time an ad comes up. Literally the second I see that little countdown to an ad pop up I'll lose all interest in the video and close it. The first PS3s were 100% backwards compatible with PS2 games. Starting with hardware v1.1 and up, that functionality disappeared. The original PS3s had some performance issues directly related to the presence of both a PS3 cell processor and a PS2 Emotion Engine processor. Removing the EE chip from subsequent PS3s destroyed the PS2 compatibility, but it improved PS3 games' performance drastically. I had a v1.0 PS3, and it also had a bank of card slots, a USB PS2 memory card module, and a USB PS2 controller adapter. Essentially PS3s had a completely custom chipset designed to give them optimum game performance, and it did. Even the first gen PS3s were vastly more powerful than competing consoles. However, a unique chipset only works with software made for it, so these original PS3s literally had an entire PS2 inside them, completely separate, in order to achieve backwards compatibility. However, this made the PS3 more expensive to produce than they sold it for. At first this was fine because they could recoup the money on games, but as time wore on it became a net loss and costs had to be cut. Apple Magic Mouse. When you could use AA batteries it was perfect. Then they swapped that for internal rechargeable batteries. Okay, so far so good, but they go and put the ducking charging point underneath the ducking mouse. Some duckwit designer at Apple didn't want to put the charging point on the front of the mouse so you could actually use it while it charges, because people might end up using it as a corded mouse. They deliberately disabled the mouse for the entire time you have to charge it, meaning you have to use a second mouse while you charge it. Unbelievable. My mouse has pop-ups in the system tray. My mouse has pop-ups in my system tray. In 2018, mouse will be introducing stories. Mouse requires a software update, 23.6 GB. Press any key to proceed. Digital cable. Cable used to flip channels instantly, and all you had to do was remember a 2-digit number for each channel. Now, it takes 30 seconds to go to another channel. It's mesmerizing how awful cable boxes are from a product standpoint. Porn keeps getting edgier and edgier, which is fine, but it's really causing a strain in my relationship with my stepmother. Not mom and not son have sweet sexy time. Ted Cruz dislikes this. IMG requiring you to log in to upload pictures from a phone. Or not displaying the raw image links to phones anymore. Forcing mobile pages with low-res images instead. I instantly abandoned the site at that point. Literally everything about iTunes. Someone once called it a software update utility that also plays music. Removing the broken footstep tracker in Pokemon Go. It worked originally, so instead of fix it they spend months making a shittier one. Car alarms. Not once have I heard one and thought, my god, someone is breaking into that car. I hear it and go, who ducked up now? My friend borrowed his wife's car and accidentally set the alarm off at a gas station. He couldn't figure out how to get it to turn off. The manual for the car wasn't in the car for some reason, so he just drove it home with the alarm blaring the whole time. No one stopped him or did anything. They completely ignored it. Star Wars Galaxies. A great MMO that was ruined by improving it with combat and class system overhaul in order to compete with WoW. This only drove away the players and completely killed the game. Algorithm-based timelines instead of chronological ones. Cough. Facebook. Cough. Instagram. Pandora's new website is horrible. It looks and feels like it was designed for a tablet. There are massive bar-shaped areas to click instead of small links. You know, like mobile apps do to make it easy to use your finger. On the old site you could do pretty much everything from one page. It was tightly organized and options were accessed by clicking on small bars or words. Because of the unnecessary use of space and massive buttons, every different action that you'd want to do is on different pages. Make new channels. See liked and disliked songs and artists. See the goddamn list of channels at all. etc are all on different pages. And they took away the date created channel sort option in favor of sort by order of last played. Which is awful. It's a ducking tablet interface on a desktop website. Their music selection algorithm and library selection had already massively dropped in quality by this point. The website changing to be garbage was the last straw. I unsubscribed. Pandora used to be great. And, please, don't suggest Spotify. Spotify is great if you want custom tailored playlists of exactly selected songs. I don't want that. I want to create a station from a blank slate and seed it with several artists and then have it play those artists randomly and include other similar artists automatically. Spotify doesn't do that. I moved to Slacker Radio. It isn't perfect, but I can create seeded stations with randomized but similar music. Pyrex glass kitchenware. They used to be the gold standard in high quality tempered glass products. But in 1998, they changed from borosilicate glass to soda lime glass, which was supposed to be cheaper and lighter, but it's less heat resistant and breaks more easily. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.